Coach, it occurs to me, obviously Kobe, grabs the headlines, from this event, but it feels like it's Coach, it occurs to me, obviously Kobe, grabs the headlines, from this event, but it feels like it's kind of a loss for girls basketball, in general, because, you got three young ladies who were up-and-coming basketball players. You got a youth coach, as well. Is that why it hits even a little more close to home for you, too?
I think all of those things, like I said, it's hit me from so many levels. I mean, being a fan of basketball since I could remember, you have that side, and then the coach and the dad. But he was the first professional male athlete that was given the women their just dues, and not only just talking about it, was doing something about it. He built the 6-court Mamba facility down south to get more games, more opportunities for kids. He coaches daughters, which is crazy. He coaches daughters' teams 6 days a week. They played 6 days a week and practiced 6 days a week, when most teams go 2 days a week. And they were 11 years old, and he's going 6 days a week year round. And he's taken kids like Katie Lou Samuelson, who played at Mater Dei, was at UConn. Gigi's favorite team was UConn, so he and Katie Lou connected through my friend Russ, actually. And Katie Lou had never watched the game they lost in their Final Four her junior year. And so Kobe sat down with her and he goes, "Hey, have you watched that game?" She goes, "No, it was too hard." He goes, "How are you going to ever learn and grow from the mistakes you made if you don't ever sit down and watch it?" So he actually sat down. And imagine being 21 years old and Kobe Bryant saying, "Hey, come here, we're going to go to my house and we're going to watch film." Just like, and so he broke down every little single bit and piece, helping a female college basketball player learn to be a better player. He's taken Sabrina, who we know a bit because Maddie played in the same program, Ionescu at Oregon, under his wing, and they've become very close. So he was one of the most approachable icons that I've ever seen in the world. I mean, he's of a Michael Jackson and Elvis and Muhammad Ali type of status globally, but he was so accessible. You saw him walk in right now, he'd come and say hello. And most people have their security guards and all their stuff, and so his access to kids was just, I was reading something today that he was doing all these PR wishes behind the scenes, and his only requirement was that I'll do it as long as there's no PR. He just didn't want people knowing about it. But he was doing all these gracious things, offering to pay for hospital bills that were through the roof and all these things, but he didn't want the publicity for it. So he was an amazing person.
I imagine that, in the girls' basketball circles, you've had an opportunity to see Gianna Bryant play basketball before.
Briefly, yes.
What kind of talent were we talking about here, possibly?
Well, what's funny is when you saw her as an 11-year-old, you're like, "Oh man, that's Kobe's daughter. I thought she'd be a little better," right? I mean, you just thought it would be Kobe's daughter. She's just amazing. Because of Kobe said right from day one, he goes, "She's just nasty." He goes, she scared me. She's kind of mean on the floor. And so, as tough and wired as Kobe was out there, he's like, "She's better than I am at this age." And as you saw her 2 years later, she was taking off into that at least Division I caliber, probable Power 5 player. It's hard to say, she's 13 years old. But what she did from 11 to 13, it was just a day and night player. First time you saw her, you're like, "She's okay," and then you saw her, like, "Damn, she's pretty good." And so, but that's putting time in the gym for all these kids. It's putting time in the gym and having somebody there that's knowledgeable to work with you. But he always talked about her work ethic and her mental toughness. He showed her a video of some girl that was her age that was doing all this behind the back and all this stuff that was, really talented. And Gianna looked at him and goes, "She's okay." And, it was that kind of mindset. And he's like, "Well, geez, then get your butt in the gym and get better." And so she had that edge to her like he did.